And also, it gave me a group of people who were helpful, positive, and welcoming as a support system, which is something I was lacking and really needed. The vulnerability expressed in that, oh my God, that just hit my heart.
You're going to continue suffering through the same cycles over and over again if you don't learn to ask for help, if you don't let yourself have the permission to see that other people are going to be there. Other people will show up, other people will try to take care of you and help you if you ask. Hey, everybody, it's Bianca.
And it's Emilia.
Welcome to another episode of Evolve Ventures, where we're helping growth minded humans evolve by breaking one limiting belief at a time. We hope you enjoyed the last episode, 308. What stories are your inner critic writing? For today, 309, Motivation Monday, why it's okay to ask for help. And this is one of the most taboo topics I think
Mhm.
is out there. Maybe not externally, because I think everybody has the mindset of it's okay to ask for help and you need to, and there's nothing wrong with it and there's no shame in it. But if you actually look at practice, how many
Fact.
people are actually doing it? How many
Mhm.
people are actually going out of their way to ask for help and not allowing their, to use Brene Brown's word, their shame gremlins or their exiles or,
Mhm.
these other really significant parts of them to get in the way? Every single one of us has had a struggle when it comes to asking for help, when it comes to admitting that we need help, admitting that we're not perfect. And that gets in the way of us really having the life that it is that we want. So, why it's okay to ask for help? I think you need to understand why you're struggling to ask for help first.
Facts.
You and I have two very different perspectives on this. So I'm going to quickly dive into mine and then you
Mhm.
dive into yours. Are you good with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, yeah. Let's get
Okay.
it.
All right, cool. I very much have struggled to ask for help most of my life. I would actually say more the last decade and a half of my life, ever since I was 14, 15, because I grew up in a family where everything was done for me. And I basically developed this idea that I was incapable of doing anything.
Right.
So I kind of overshot to this other side of I don't ever want to ask for help. I don't ever want anybody to know that I'm not capable, because I don't want people finding out that I'm actually not capable of doing anything.
Right.
Or that was the belief, that was the idea. It wasn't true, but the fear
Right.
was if I ask for help, everyone's going to know that I'm not good enough.
Mm.
If I ask for help, it's going to show that I'm not capable, that I'm not competent, that I'm struggling, that I'm having a hard time, that things have been
Mhm.
difficult for me. And I didn't, that was like death. I'm like, no, nobody can know I'm struggling. I have to have this facade up that I'm perfect and I have no issues.
Right.
That caused so much chaos and turmoil because I was never actually getting help. And then I was struggling even more. And then that further validated that I'm not capable of doing anything.
What a vicious cycle. It's like
Yeah.
the same cycle would be very much present in my life, be same thing, only same but different. And I say that because the you and I have both struggled with asking for help, but like you had mentioned, very different kind of ends of the spectrum. Whereas for me, a lot of the stuff I would just do and have to do, whether it be by force of the situation or by kind of conditioning of my upbringing. And so I would put a lot of things on my back. And so the asking for help was more on the end of, well, I don't know if I can trust people to actually do their end of the deal or do their end of the bargain or whatever role or responsibility that I would try to ask them to do, right? Say whether it be a team project or a sibling or an intimate partner trying to, take care of the household. I struggled with the trust issues of when I do ask for help, is it going to be worth it? And so
Mm.
that kind of brought the end of my spectrum of a belief that didn't serve me for quite some time and honestly still rears its ugly head of can I still ask for help, and is it going to be okay for me? And so for all of our listeners, it's like a you and I's experience through and through, because what's okay for me and what makes it okay for you to ask for help has a different meaning and a different connotation for each of us. And let's be real, like at the end of the day, we do there's that mindset be that like it's okay to ask for help, and we know that intellectually, but I don't think we know that emotionally. And it's because
Mhm.
of our past experiences. And I'll give a perfect example in closing. Like, for example, there was a time where in my relationship, and Alan and I had gotten at this point 3 babies. So I know you have Gia, and you have been there right beside us, seeing Tucker, Tilly, Tao, and our 3 little fur babies. And in the morning, it was so much just to get them together and out the door just to go to the bathroom. I can't even imagine what it's like to have children. But even just doing that would prevent me from getting in my morning routine like I really was used to and really like to. So I didn't necessarily feel emotionally that it was okay to ask for help because of those trust issues that had cultivated and developed. And so this intellectual understanding of that it is okay to trust Alan to help have him take the babies in the morning, I had to really sink into that, and we had to really work through that, and that was really challenging for me. So for you and for me, it's something different, and it pops up in so many different regards on the day to day. And the biggest question here is not only why is it okay to ask for help, but why is it okay for you? And how can that help you as a listener, you or I in this experience, become a better version of ourselves on the other end? Because that's where all the growth is. I know that was the case for me, and I know that's the case for you.
You're going to continue suffering through the same cycles over and over again if you don't learn to ask for help, if you don't let yourself have the permission to see that other people are going to be there. Other
Right.
people will show up, other people will try to take care of you and help you if you ask. And it's not going to be this horrible thing that they think you're incompetent or they think that you're not good enough or they think that, any of these terrible things about you. Now, granted, if you find that you're always asking for help because you don't feel capable, that's a different story. That's a feeling of helplessness. That's a feeling of you're not capable of doing anything. And so you need everyone else to do everything for you.
Right.
What we're talking about is really giving yourself the permission to acknowledge that no, you're not perfect and no, you can't do everything on your own.
Nor should
And
you.
yes, and it's going to be okay if
Mhm.
people know what's going on. It's going to be okay if people are aware of the challenges that you're going through. Like, how many people have had toxic relationships? How many people have been in really bad work experiences or suffered from really severe depression and never got the help that they needed and ended up doing something drastic as a result because they didn't think they could talk to anybody about it?
Yeah.
Asking for help will save you from unnecessary suffering. It's going to save you from this massive amount of hurt that you don't need to go through. Now,
Mhm.
granted, easier said than done.
Mhm.
This is where therapy or the You Do You program or the round 2 of group coaching that's going to be launching July 25th
Mhm.
really comes to play, where you can learn the skills of how to actually do this and how to get your needs met when you do ask for help, because that's another critical part of this too.
Facts. Yeah, and I want to share something from a group coaching member the first round that we had done, which was last year. We asked them, what the participants that engaged and that graduated, amazing individuals. We had asked them like what was the favorite part of the program that we can tell, people on the podcast when we do our next round. And it was really amazing to hear what they had said. And I just want to read this one special sentiment that was shared by one of the members. He said his favorite part about the program was that it gave me content and structure to help me work through the issues affecting me in my personal life. And also, it gave me a group of people who were helpful, positive, and welcoming as a support system, which is something I was lacking and really needed. The vulnerability expressed in that, oh my God, that just hit my
Huge.
heart. So, if we can do that, and if that's one of many favorite moments that the graduates of our group coaching program can authentically communicate and want to have us share with other people, I can only imagine what group number two, as we've improved and as we continue to bring all this goodness into the world, what it's going to do for so many people and help change their lives. So, July 25th, here we come.
Round two. If it's something you're interested in, go to evolveventurestech.com, click on group coaching, and all of the information is on there. We're going to put the link in the description below. You can also slide into the DMs if that's something you're interested in, something you're comfortable with. We are more than happy to help you see how this is going to be a good fit for you.
Mm-hmm. So, in closing, happy Monday, y'all. I hope that this was a little bit of one of those reminders we all need when we're in the day to day struggle. Because one of the things that Bianca and I have learned is that you peel back the curtain, everyone's struggling with something, and that's why it's always so important to be kind. You never know what someone's struggling with, and when you pull that curtain behind, you recognize not only intellectually why it's okay to ask for help, but also emotionally. So, if you like this episode, my episode suggestion in closing for you to jump off, in addition to Bianca's episode suggestion, is 238. Do you want to feel more empowered? Because asking for
Mhm.
help, ironically, can empower you in ways you never would have ever thought. B, what's your suggestion?
272, the truth about therapy. All right,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Happy Monday. Go crush your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Bye, everyone.
everyone.